Here's a glimpse into the future. So why do I say that, folks? Well, here I am at a dealership in one of the most expensive parts of the United States. I am in the Outer Banks. This, if you can't tell, is a pretty barren dealership, and this place has always been like this, to be honest with you. And I'll explain why in just a second. But what you're going to start seeing is production really scaling down. And what you're going to be left with is high profit vehicles. They're not going to be producing a bunch of things like that. They're going to be making things like this, right? And that's where the automotive market is most likely going to go. And a big reason why is because of the parts supplying. And they're going to be getting a lot more expensive for these manufacturers, right? You're talking the top 20 part suppliers in the world, only 4 of those come from the good old USA. Everything else is from all over the place. And those parts manufacturers are already hemorrhaging billions of dollars. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to roll that back on to their customers, right? And who are their customers? Well, these automotive manufacturers are their customers. And nobody seems to highlight that very much. But this is a good example of a vehicle that you'll see in the future, right? Silverado LTZ, $70,000. And they can sell stuff like this all day long here because everybody is, I shouldn't say everybody, right? That's a generalization and I'll get in trouble for that. But their clientele in this area are quite wealthy and they have disposable income and they're gonna come here and they're not gonna buy a base truck, right? Yeah, they're even doing the old nitrogen in the tires too. So even the low trim here, custom, you're still talking $58,000. So of all the new vehicles on this lot, right, they're basically all trucks and SUVs. And what the heck is that? Oh, gross. Look at this thing. Silverado EV. Put in the comments what you think about this thing. I think that it's hideous. Oh, and it's at $78,000. Yep, that's worth it. And what are we looking at here? This is the only affordable vehicle at this lot. So, what do we got? 2025 Trailblazer RS. 35 grand. And you're getting 31 miles to the gallon. Why would they take the Blazer name and just ruin it like this? Now this here is what they really want to sell you. So we got a 2025 Tahoe. This is an LT, so not even the top of the line or anything like that. This is a nice looking vehicle. I like the Tahoe. It is massive and most cases probably somewhat unnecessary, but I do like the styling. I think they nailed it. And the sales figures on this, reflect that. It sells amazingly. This is a cash cow for General Motors, but it's getting a lot more expensive. And if you think that they're not gonna roll that onto you, you're crazy, right? $80,000. And this isn't even the top trim, right? These go up to like $100,000 and then, the GMC Denali's and so forth, right? So quite recently, General Motors CEO issued a statement saying that she's expecting to lose about $5 billion. And they think that pricing is okay where it is, right? Well, in an interview, Ford CEO basically did a bunch of math wizardry and talked about how patriotic he was for like 10 minutes and said that, well, I can't tell you if we're going to raise prices on customers or not, but up until the summertime, we're going to keep giving discounts. And after, June 4th or whatever it is, then they're going to see what's going on and see what the market is like at that time. And that's when you'll know if your prices are going to be going up. I think that prices are going to be going up across the board regardless, folks, because people started panic buying. You see that in the last quarter's sales figures. I mean, people were buying up the wazoo, thinking that the prices were going to go up, and they're probably right. They are going to go up. And these companies can only lose billions for so long, right? At a certain point, they got to either stop producing and only make very high profit vehicles, or, declare bankruptcy, ask for bailouts. They're going to have to do something. But any way that we slice this, it's going to end up costing you more money. People are going to think, oh, well, I got to pay this now, right? I need a truck, and now I have to spend $75,000 on a truck. When, if you're smart, you could do something like what I did and spend $2,500 on a truck, right? I know it's not the biggest truck in the world, but it's big enough for me and gets the job done a lot better than plenty of these new pickups that will bankrupt you. And people need to start looking back and realize that we used to make some good stuff. So do yourself a favor, folks, and don't, buy into the hysteria. Things are expensive, right? We all know that. They're going to stay expensive. You're not going to magically all of a sudden get great deals, but you can be smart about it. Shop around, shop used, buy from your neighbors, buy locally on Craigslist or whatever Facebook marketplace, and lower your expectations, right? You'll realize that you don't need every gadget and the latest, greatest, and whatever. I have a $12 Bluetooth adapter, and my radio sounds great. I don't need anything special like that. I don't need some 15-inch screen so I can listen to the same podcasts and music that I'm going to listen to regardless. That's just silly. You don't need it. And when you realize that you can go without these things, and in fact your life's a little bit better without them, you'll be happy at what you're driving. All right? Thanks for watching. We'll see you.